All I ask is a tall ship and a star to sail her by.
All aboard, everybody.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
Tiny House Live. Tiny House Live.
At first, I pushed the lever forward ever so slightly, and the laboratory grew faint around me.
Just keep walking.
I stopped.
Just keep walking.
No change. Everything exactly as it had been before. But no, the clock said 6:31 when I started, and now it was 8:09. And the candle, shorter by inches. And yet by my watch, which was in the machine with me, only a few seconds had passed.
Just keep walking.
And as yet I was traveling very slowly. What if I went faster?
You dug him before, dig him now.
Intoxicating. So I pushed the lever on toward even greater speed.
Just keep walking.
Yes, my friends, here you are. There you are. Hello. Hello. You found your way into my tiny house once again, right here. This is your professor, high in the hills of Petticoat. That's right. Welcome you to another Wednesday night right here in my tiny world. Welcome, and you're welcome to it. Glad to have you in here. You know, I thought I'd give you a little different camera angle tonight just to mix it all up and before we move forward into a very special evening that I have for you tonight. So that remains to be seen. This I already know because it's a fact. But hang on a second. I forgot something here. There we go. Now the holidays are upon us. That's right. Bring in the special energy wheel. Just for you folks tonight. Just for you. Because you have found yourself into the Professor's World, Tiny House Live, right here, high in the hills of Petticoat. You know, I've been taking some time off recently just because I really needed to. I'm sure you all understand. And in the meantime of not having guests booked and being able to line up shows to look, especially looking toward my season 5, believe it or not, I just realized when I did my count the other day, I'm now close to 200 shows that I've done in the 3 years of doing Tiny House Live. Of course, the COVID has added a lot to that since I've been here every Wednesday since April. Loving every minute. This is my sanity break. Thank you for joining me on this. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to have some time tonight to dive in and chat a bit with you as we watch some of the entertainment, which I will tell you about, of course, in a second. But I'm just glad to have you here with me. And entertainment, yes, of course it is. But at the same time, let's beyond that. You know, this day and a half ago, I got a notice, or 2 days ago, from my friend Jim Casera that my buddy Howard Wales had gone into hospice and up in Redding, California. And oh man, you know, I mean, I've known Howard for many years, worked with him a number of times, like, of course, lastly at the Redwood Cafe, and we just had a really nice bond. You know, it's wonderful when you work with quality musicians who have such a history as Howard Wales does. and you know, you just enjoy every moment with those shows, working and personally. So that meant a lot to me working with Howard. I had a real affection, as we talked about, Howard and I, about the Hammond B3 instruments, you know, the big keyboard, you know, and so much so, actually, if you look back on my wall back up here above my headboard, yes, that would be my B3 foot pedals right there from Mike Emerson out there with Tommy Castro. Thank you, Mike, once again. So I have a real connection with the Hammond B3, and I talked with Howard about this, you know, and I've actually had conversations with Merle Saunders on the same subject. Just, you know, guys who I really appreciate, going back to guys like Jimmy Smith and Jimmy McGriff that my dad listened to so intently in his hobby room next to my bedroom late at night. Sunk in by osmosis. That's exactly what happened and all that. But I want to tell you tonight, here in my tiny house, you know, there's a couple ways to approach this. I love the man. I appreciate the man, his history with Hooter Roll. How can you not even mention Hooter Roll? And the first thing that's going to pop up, of course, is going to be Howard Wales and Jerry Garcia. So, you know, what was Hooter Roll? You know, for a lot of people, it was the very beginning of the vanguard of rock fusion. For me, this is 1971 we're talking about when it was released. Howard and Jerry released this piece, crazy jazz fusion. It was new to a lot of people. I was currently listening to Weather Report and Zawinul, and it was kind of within that same kind of, you know, jazz fusion realm. In my history of education, which is the Whiskey A Go-Go and the Roxy is in of course, Los Angeles when I was a kid. But, you know, and Howard was a big part of that vanguard of progressive keyboard players with an edge, and he brought that with Jerry in Hooter Roll. So let me suggest, if you haven't heard it, it's all right there on YouTube. Check it out. You'll appreciate it. You know, it's early on. It set the tone. It set the bar for a rock jazz fusion for decades to come, and still does out there. So that's my props out there for the connection there with Hooter Roll, and of course all the connections with the Grateful Dead that Howard's had. Of course, recording tracks on many albums, and of course American Beauty, one of my favorites that he played in. So 1971, what a year that was. That's the first year I moved up to Sonoma County, by the way, there, kids. So that being said, you know, this is not going to be one of those sad shows where, you know, where somebody's passed and it's sad. No, it is sad. Of course it is. But at the same time, you know, I want to point at it. I want to celebrate it. I want to point at some of the genius that is Howard Wales tonight. And what do I have as reference? Well, fortunately for me, I have the show that Bubba and I recorded and engineered. Bubba engineered the sound, of course. And you know, I've been able to go back and re-edit that and bring it to you in a little more condensed form tonight, so you can get the best of the best. Know that you can see this anytime in the Redwood Cafe archives. They exist right over there, and you can look at any of the shows that Bubba and I have done in the past 2 years, and they're all there, as well as the full show of this edited version that I'll be bringing you tonight. So anyway, I'm not going to belabor the point too much. I've got a couple short Howard Wales stories I want to tell you when I come back, but for the most part right now, I'm going to shift our gears, and we're going to head off into what is going to be more of a musical celebration. That's what I'm thinking. You know, God, I hope when I pass that people have a party around me and bring my talents to bear. Point at me, stare, laugh. I won't care at that point, but I'll know who you are. I'll know who you are when you do it. Trust me, when that comes up. All right, where are we going? You're asking yourselves right now. I know, because I've got a great plan tonight. Believe it or not, this looks rather improvisational, and I guess it is to some degree. But it's going to give me a chance to go over here, number one, and get the video up for us. Give me a chance to go over here in my little internet world and share this vision around the world, so everybody can get hop on the board with us. Feel free to share this with your friends. Hit your notification bell so you know when we go live here all the time at Tiny House Live. And yes, you are here right now with your professor once again. Hi. In the hills of Petticoat. And I'm going to play you the first little 20-minute segment here, then we'll come back and we'll check our realities. But yeah, hang on, you're going to love this. This is Howard Wales' last show here, early part of this year before the COVID strikes. And I just need to bring this to you because Sonoma County, greater world around us, you deserve this.
It's pretty good.
welcome to the Redwood Cafe. Thank you. Miles Davis said, always look ahead, but never, ever look behind. And tonight, we've got 3 visionary artists that have been laying down and creating the San Francisco sound for decades now. But what we're going to witness is right on the vanguard of anything that's happening. So sit back and enjoy. We've got Kevin Hayes on drums, laying down what's tight and right. The father of fusion guitar, Terry Haggerty, and Howard Wales.
Ready? All right. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was called Latinase. Latinase. Don't get it into mayonnaise. That's just the way
There you have it. There you have it. Just to get us started, just to get this party started. Howard Wales. Man. Terry Haggerty, yes, the father of really fusion guitar in the Bay Area, at least. Kevin Hayes, my goodness, man, we're talking about a man with history as far as drums and studio recordings and stuff. Kevin's been everywhere. Fantastic. So I'm just glad to get our little party started that way. And we're going to dive back in a minute, just a minute. I know I got some hearts flying over here. I want to pay some special attention. You like this new camera angle, by the way? You can see my little environment in here. It's kind of nice to see what's going on. Oh, by the way, let's do this right now. Now that I just have to look over to my right shoulder while the hearts are flying, whatever you're holding in your hand, whatever you got handy, hold that toast up high. Let's do a little shout out here to Howard Wales. I think playing his music tonight, bringing some love around, sending some energy in his way. I just think it's a fantastic thing that we can do as a community. And, for somebody who's given so much for all of us over the years, and God, in some ways as a musician receives so little, to those who sacrifice their life for their art. There you go. That's a good toast right there, Professor. That's what it is, Art is a sacrifice. All right, let me go back through the little line here because people are checking in. Cindy. Hello, Cindy. Good. I'm glad you just checked in. Great. Arnie, where would we be without you, my friend Arnie? Shazandra. Bless your heart. I'm glad you're dancing in your car tonight. I saw that earlier tonight. That's great. And Kathy Beck is out there. Sure she is. She bring them on camera. I don't know what you mean. I'm on camera right now. This is our little break for a second while I give you a little clue about what's going on and what's coming up next. We'll get right back to it. And Tim McKee, my brother, darn it, we need to have some more dinners together in the near future. Deborah Whalen, I love you, dear. Thanks for coming back and saying hello to me. My God, we went to high school together. You see what the internet brings us? You see all this? It's just amazing to me what happens in the professor's world, and I just love it. Josepha, Jojo, my goodness, dear. Where would I be without you these days? So I appreciate you. The list is going on and on. And Sally, my goodness, Sally, talk about live shows. We can't wait till we get back to some of the live shows that we've had at the Redwood Cafe. And let me tell you what, Professor. Tell me what.
Tell me, Professor.
There's conversations going on right now at the Redwood Cafe. Where?
The Redwood Cafe.
And we're talking about live music. I think we're going to start working in the new year. We're working on it. We're thinking about it. We're planning our course. We're not just out there willy-nilly. Where? No, not just willy-nilly.
Where willy-nilly?
No, not willy-nilly. We're here at the Redwood Cafe. And we're talking. You'll see.
You'll see.
Things will be fine. We'll get back to normal. All right. Whatever normal is for you and me. Professor me, the professor in your world, never really knows. Anyway, I have much more to tell you tonight. What was I going to tell you? Let me think for a second. I had a couple notes. During one of the segments, Howard's, one of his first visits, actually, at the Redwood Cafe, and so it's not the one I'm running tonight, Howard's B3 had a problem with the connector to the Hammond, the Leslie spinner, the Leslie speaker that's behind him, and he couldn't use the Hammond B3. It doesn't mean anything if the sound can't spin. And so he had to finish up the second set all on his electric keyboard, which he only plays typically one song on. And he was really befuddled of what he should do. I mean, obviously, his main instrument was not going to work, and he had to come up with some plan. And as we're trying through all these cords and cables to make it work, Sneak goes, what in the hell am I going to do? And we're both on our hands and knees, and I say, Howard, we improv. And he looked at me with the biggest smile in the world, and said, right. And throughout this composition, it was more like movie scoring on this Roland RD 400 or whatever it was we had at the time. And he just blew my mind. He played this movie score with all kinds of stuff. And I just talked to him at the end of the night, and it's just amazing the things we do when we have to, right? Sometimes the human mind gets in the way. That's what it really does. And just like my mind's getting in the way, I know there's another song coming up. And I know a good one, too, that I want to play. This is still from all the same evening we shared with Howard and Terry and Kevin. What a trio. I got to tell you, folks. I mean, say what you will about modern music and say what you will about anything as far as music goes these days. These guys are pushing boundaries, and in my world, you see, I really appreciate that. But that's just your professor's world where boundaries get broken all the time, And I know when the fog machine happens, it's typically time for a change. Am I right? That's what he's telling you right now. That must mean there's another song or two coming up, right? Right? Why do I talk to myself in the third person? Hello, everybody. I see hearts flying, laughing. We laughing and having a good time? I hope so. I'm having a good time. What camera am I on now? Hello, here I am. I forget sometimes. Where am I? Where am I? Anyway, I don't know. Just keep walking. That's what I'm going to say. What?
Just keep walking.
Don't yell at me. I heard you. All right, I'm silly. I know where I'm at.
Tiny House Live.
Tiny House Live.
Tiny House Live. Soft and storm, soft and warm.
Now you can laugh. All right, let's play another song. What do you think? You know what? I'm celebrating Howard Wales. Yes, I am. I'm celebrating with a smile and a cheerful attitude, and I know he'd appreciate that. And at the same time, he was the biggest curmudgeon I've ever met in my life. No, that's not true. I've worked with some good curmudgeons. Who, you might ask? I could name a few. Let me name. Hey, they both passed already. Wow, this is amazing. I've got 3 curmudgeons that I'll mention that have all recently, well, not recently, but have passed. One, of course, Howard Wales. And if you know Howard, you agree. Dick Dale, yes, Dick Dale was a major curmudgeon. Yes, he was. I heard him many times at the Mystic Theater. And lastly, Dan Hicks. Is there a bigger curmudgeon than Dan Hicks? I love those 3 gentlemen like I love my mom and dad. Well, maybe not quite as much, but I was close because I love curmudgeons. I really do. People who have a strong, firm fix of their own reality. Oh, and that's what it is. Well, come on in and sit down, relax. We're going to another set right now. Where are we anyway?
Tiny House Live. Tiny House Live.
All right, I heard you. Let's do another song. Here you go, kids.
Well, maybe they'll call a wagon on that one. I don't know. But thank you very much.
Howard Wales Trio right there. You know, jazz fusion. I know it's out there. I know it takes you on a little voyage. Sometimes it... Where am I? Jeez, I'm making myself laugh tonight. I guess I'm having a good time with you. And that's a fantastic thing to do tonight. I hope people are laughing on my tribute. If I ever have one, if I ever pass away. Glad to have you here with me, right here in Petticoat. Where is that? I don't know, really. People ask me, where's Petticoat? I says, well, it's kind of halfway between Petaluma and Cotati. It's in kind of a non-existent void. I'm in my own little country, by the way. I'm not neither right nor left. I'm just here watching this little screen and in my own little world. And you're welcome to it. Thank you for being here. I see all kinds of people checking in. I love you. Bubba Formato right there. Great engineering, man. I mean, you know what happened that night. You know I loved it. You know you loved it. We all loved it. We're smiling the whole time. And yes, it was a bit of a psychedelic trip. I love that, man. I'm all about that, man. Yeah, man. Anyway, fun stuff. And I appreciate you. I can't wait to have you at my back, literally, again, to get behind our new booths that we just built at the Redwood Cafe and barely got to use. That's all right. We'll be back in full force. Hey, whose birthday is it anyway? I know. It's Cindy Jenkins' birthday. You still with us, Cindy? I hope so. Either way, I'm going to send you some hearts right now, just because I can. There's some for you. Right there, hearts, Cindy Jenkins, Bling Sisters, keeping it real, keeping it busy, doing another broadcast show. It's nice to have a friend who runs their own broadcast show besides me. We get together and compare notes and herb and sip a little, and it's fun. Hello. That's right. Let's send some love out to Bubba. I see little things coming up over here on my other chat line. It's half the fun for me is to be able to look out there and say, Josephus says the sound is perfect. Perfect? You leave me nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
But up. Up, you say. Yes.
Up.
Oh, it's worth every penny. Anyway, I love you folks, by the way. Have I told you that yet? No. Have I told you how much I appreciate you yet today? No. Well, maybe I did. But either way, I'm going to sip one more toast to you and to Howard and Terry and Kevin and all the people who do creative magic. And, you know, whether you did your laundry today, you defrosted your freezer, or you planted a garden, or you wrote a new song, or you just did some meditation, congratulations. Do something positive, you know. To you, to all of you, right there, from Tiny House Live. I can do that. Darn right I can do that. Can I, Bubba? We haven't sipped a sip for a while, have we? We're overdue for a trip to the
8-ball.
That's right, Bubba. we're way overdue for a trip to the
8-ball.
That's right. You're laughing right now. I know you are. Good. It's worth every penny. Shazandra, I'm going down my list. Anyway, great to have you see. Great to be here. Great to be seen here in my tiny house. Don't think you haven't done yet. No. I know it's, we're looking at 9 o'clock. That's why when I say the show is 8 p.m. plus, I'm not regulated by any time and space. That much I can tell you anywhere, because where am I?
House Live. House Live.
That's right. Totally not regulated by
time and space.
Oh, my goodness. I'm having a great time. All right. And I hope you are, too, tonight. Darn right. What else would you be doing on a Wednesday between 8 and 9 o'clock? That's so important. Law and Order, NCIS, watching a news loop? I don't think so. Come on over. Share it with your friends. By the way, while I got your attention, mark that little, hit that little notification bell, the one up there that selects all, and hit all, so you always know when I go live. Then you'll have a choice of knowing whether you want to watch this silliness or not. Every Wednesday, right here, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I'm just wrapping up my season 4. I have no more guests really scheduled for the rest of the year. I do have a Christmas show coming up. Yes, I do, where I'm going to have Mrs. Claus is going to be here. She's got, which is going to be Minky Minkoff this year. And we may bake some cookies. I think we have some Christmas stories to talk and share with you. It's just another way to reach out to you and say, why watch anything normal when you can watch this? Anyway, that's what I'm looking forward to. And lastly, I'm looking forward to a New Year's show where I'm going to go back and pull out a lot of the New Year's shows from the Redwood Cafe, put them all into one format, and give it to you from 10 o'clock to midnight, New Year's Eve, right here. Tiny House Live, New Year's Eve, right here. Why not? Where else are you going to be? You're going to be in your own home. You can switch that dial. There are no dials. You can change that channel. There are no channels. You can look for another way to watch me, but you won't find me other than look for me at facebooklive.com/Tiny House Live page. That's me. That's where you are right now. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. Glad to see so many of my friends checking in tonight and really spending some time and spending some time honoring Howard Wales and his mark on history, man. As far as his Hammond organ playing, which is just amazing. You know, I have to tell you before we dive into the third segment of our show, which will be the last one, that Howard had a really incredible hearing for frequencies, which to me means somebody who spent a lot of time on stage arguing with monitor engineers. But I digress. He knew what frequency he needed, and he knew which ones to pull out, which is really rare with the musician. When somebody can say, I need a little 400K pulled out of my low end, or can he chop a little 8K out of the top? That's all engineer speak, and we know that speak by, but it's rare that a musician will be on stage, and especially one who's 77 years old and going, I need more 8K in my monitor. It's just amazing to me. So one more amazing marvel of Howard Wales, the fact that the man was wrapped his head around what he was doing. He really did. He really did wrap his head around what he was doing. That's why it was presented the way it was. That's why it was as sincere and honest as it was. Rock fusion, Hammond organ B3, Jimmy Smith, Jimmy McGriff. My God, the masters are out there smiling today and yesterday. Anyway, Howard, I got another song to play for you, and then we'll go back and we'll say hello, we'll say goodbye, all that kind of stuff. But yes, let's dive back in for one more segment, and it's about 15 minutes. So sit back and enjoy one last one. Howard Wales' last performance at the Redwood Cafe, which I don't have it in front of me, and I should have looked further before I got to this point. But I don't know when this original date was. It was his last show with us. That much I do know. So I'll go back in the files. Maybe somebody will tell me. But it was either toward the early part of this year or the latter part of last year. Anyway, there you go. All right, folks, here we go. Howard Wales coming at you. One more segment just for you. Sonoma County and the greater world around us.
The greater world around us.
We're going to do a blues. It's called Blues for Everybody. And that's for everybody who's got the blues, right, at some point, So we're going to do a little of that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's pretty hip.
you have it, and there you have it. There you have it.
And there you have it. There you go. An evening with Howard Wales. Right there, man. Great, great stuff. Terry Haggerty, Kevin Hayes. Just amazing music. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did tonight, bringing that to you. God, there's some context in there. By the way, know that you can go back and watch this, which you just saw, over on at the Tiny House Live page, of course, and also at the Redwood Cafe, where the full show is up on their archives as well, where this lives. So, thank you so much. I'm not done yet. I think I'll play a little outro here, just because I'm feeling like I need to send something out on a nice way to go. That's where we're going. You ready? Let's say goodnight.
And you never hear surf music again. It sounds like a lie to me. Come on, man, let's go home.